What's up guys, name is Ray and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. So I said I won't be available when Dragon's Spine is live because I'm currently not on my usual setup for the whole week. So the device I'm currently recording with is my iPad, where I did install Genshin Impact, where I did install the whole update. I will cover the news and all the content the whole week with this device. All the videos that you will see, of course, pre-production videos that I did produce before I went away. Yeah, this will be only for this week. Hope you guys don't mind. So if I do play like a damn papager, then it is because I am on the iPad. So what I want to do on today's video is we want to do the test runs for Albedo. So you can do this also for the 4-star characters, so for Bennett, Sucrose, Fischl, which I already did, but I didn't do it for Albedo, so make sure to do this so you get all those rewards for free. So let's claim these real quick and then hop into the first run with Albedo, and let's see how good this guy is, how all my first impressions. So if you can hear some strange background noises, it's just because of the microphone of the iPad. It is a bit different, of course, from my usual setup where I have not the noise cancelling. So we have the flower, then the so-called elevator, and from there you can use a plunge attack. Okay, auto attack damage seems to be pretty low, I guess. But the flower, his E ability, has a very low cooldown, so I can use this like nearly every 4 seconds. Look at this. You can literally spam this. Let's see what the ultimate does. Okay. The ultimate does have a bit of a random factor, I guess, but it is up already. Want to use this again? Okay, alright. Want to use this again? Okay, let's go in the overview for his skills. Can we do it? Yes. So they give him a Braveheart artifact set, which not really matters, but we want to go over the talents. So his skill attributes are 62% for level 8. Usually you will have it at level 6. I think you won't go further than that, but he has a very good charge attack damage multiplier, but in terms of overall normal damage, his multiplier is one of the lowest in the game, so you definitely don't want to build him as a physical damage auto attack DPS character. Then his Solar Isotoma, when enemies within the Solar Isotoma field take damage, the Solar Isotoma will generate Transcend Blossoms, which deal AoE Geo damage. Damage dealt scales off Albedo's defense. Transcend Blossoms can only be generated once every 2 seconds. When a character is located at the locus of the Solar Isotoma, the Solar Isotoma will accumulate Geo power to form a crystallized platform that lifts the character up to a certain height. Only one crystallized platform can exist at a time. Only one Solar Isotoma created by Albedo can exist at a time, and it is considered as a Geo construct. So you only can have one of these, and the good thing is if you hold the ability, you can designate the location where the skill is going. So this is very, very similar to Geo Traveler. Then his first cast, so as I already see, you can see that the skill damage has a 209% multiplier, and the Transcend Blossom damage is 240% of his defense. Then we can see it has a full skill cooldown reduction. No, not cooldown. A cooldown of 4 seconds, and its duration is 30 seconds, which leads us to the fact that we can use this 24/7. So, which I want to do next is we want to charge this so we can choose the place where we want to use this, and now we want to use Jangling to play some elemental reaction. So you just saw some orange numbers. This is the damage that scales off with his defense. So if you use the E right away, this scales off with his attack, which was 3,300 damage, and now we are still in the near of the Solar Isotoma. We attack with Jangling, and you did saw orange number again. And I think this is like every 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds you can apply the elemental reaction. And the good thing on this is, because it is an elemental reaction with Geo, we will be able to get some crystals normally. Okay, so I don't want to finish this guy off because we want to go over the ultimate lastly. Let's go back into his abilities. So, his ultimate. Under Albedo's command, Geo Crystals surge and burst forth, dealing AoE Geo damage in front of him. This is pretty easy to understand. If a Solar Isotoma created by Albedo himself is on the field, 7 Fatal Blossoms will be generated in the Solar Isotoma field, bursting violently into blossoms and dealing AoE Geo damage. So this is a little bit random because I think that the 7 Fatal Blossoms, they do have to hit your enemy, but you have to use the Solar Isotoma to get this effect. So if you do use the ultimate and you do not get the effect of the 7 Fatal Blossoms, otherwise he only does the AoE Geo damage. Multiplier on this is pretty high. It has 588 on level 8, so I assume it will be around 450 to 500 on level 6. And the Fatal Blossoms have 115.2% each. Also just 40 energy and a cooldown of 20 seconds, which he will be able to spam that ultimate very often. The Chances Blossoms generated by Abiogenesis Solar Isotoma, so his E, deal 25% more damage to opponents who HPs or lower than 50%. Also, it does deal more damage as lower as the enemies all. Then referring to the ultimate, increases the elemental mastery of nearby party members by 125 for 10 seconds. This is very good because you just have to use the ultimate and it doesn't have to do anything else. You can increase the elemental mastery of 125%, so I can imagine that this does go very well with Sucrose. And if you can pair this like with a melt or vaporize reaction in your team, I think this has pretty much a very good potential. Lastly, yeah, this is of course not very interesting for the combat, so I don't want to go over this. So let's use the ultimate once again without creating the Solar Isotoma. Alright, and now let's try to stack the ultimate up and use it back again with the Solar Isotoma. Okay, let's go in a second run. So we can try this all over again. So the big thing on this is, I think, having this consistently up is huge. So I don't think that his plunge attacks are that important, even it is like the advertised mechanic. But it is very easy to get some crystals, even if these crystals are like paper thin. They aren't too strong, they do not do too much damage. So we have the ultimate back up. Okay, you just saw that this was way more damage having the Solar Isotoma on the field while doing the ultimate without the Solar Isotoma. I feel like it shouldn't be a problem since the cooldown of the Solar Isotoma is only 4 seconds. So you would never have a reason to use the ultimate without the Solar Isotoma. And doing this, it is like back up again. So you just see we have the ultimate very consistently. So I did thought that it is like as consistent like it is with Zhongli, but I think this is only because we have so much enemies here. But we can trigger way more crystal shots on the Solar Isotoma and we can use the ability more often. So even though the energy recharge on this character is not as consistent, his E ability is way more consistent and this makes this character so good. So what I can imagine for now, of course I need way more testings because I think like these test runs only give a first impression of the character. You really can't say of this if a character is like insanely good or not, because you have to build him to its full potential to tell if the character is good. And what I can tell from now is I can imagine that a Cake Petra, the full 4-piece set, is currently the best slot. That's what I assume. I'm not guaranteed because I do not know if I will pull for Albedo right now from this moment. But what I can tell you guys is I do imagine that a Cake Petra will be the best because you can influence the elemental reaction with him. You have a constant Geo ability with his E, and if you have like Jangling in your team, which you can see right now here, we will be able to create ourselves some pyro crystal shots. So you can see that the shit is a little bit red, and we have a pyro shot. And with the archaic Petra set, we will be able to collect these shots, swap back to the DPS that usually fights, and we're good to go. So that's what I assume how you use Albedo with the artifact set. Then of course he's very easy to play. You just have to use this and press ultimate. That's all what you have to know. Other than that, I think this character is pretty good, so we won't have the same troubles like with Zhongli, except for the fact with his energy recharge thing. But to me, in this first impressions, he seemed to me as a very consistent character, very good character. But we definitely need some more days to see how good he's doing in the actual combat. Yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. In my very improvised setup, but like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. If you guys want to see more Genshin Impact content, videos should pop up on the screen right now. Make sure to check them out, and I thank you for your support.